Welcome to Toastmaster Time, the show that's got everybody talking. My name is James Jeffley. I'm excited to be the host for this edition of Toastmaster Time. Just like in a regular Toastmasters Club meeting, we will have prepared speeches followed by an evaluation to help our speakers grow. And I'm pleased to welcome back to the show a veteran evaluator and speaker, Mr. Ashley Harkness. Ashley, tell our audience what's in store for them.
Well, James, thanks for having me back. It's great to be back on the show again. Today's presentation will be a very special one. We have Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program. We've got a speaker who is a director of youth leadership programs and two competitors who won in the recent Gavel contest, Gavel Club contest. So it should be a very interesting and very exciting presentation. I think we're all going to look forward to it.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing their speeches and to hearing your evaluation a little later. Right now, I'd like to welcome to the show Savitha Setlur. Savitha, welcome to Toastmaster Time.
Thank you, James.
Now, Ashley mentioned the Youth Leadership Program, and I understand that you play a very integral role in this. Tell us about that.
Yes, I am passionate about this program. I started this about 3 years ago, and I've been running continuous sessions of the program. This is a program that is a teaser to Toastmasters for kids. It's a limited time program that can lead into future long-term opportunities for the youth.
So regular Toastmasters clubs, you have to be 18 years of age to join, but for these youth programs, what's the age range there?
Typically 12 to 18 years.
12 to 18 years.
Yes.
But you have some younger kids who start a little earlier than that.
We try to discourage that, but then we have some over-enthusiastic parents that want to push their kids, and we make some exceptions, but I would like to keep it 12 to 18.
Wonderful. And now you've been involved in Toastmasters yourself for how long?
8 years.
8 years?
Yes.
And you've been a member of clubs, you've started clubs, you've coached clubs, you're a division director. You seem like you're doing it all. What do you get out of this?
What I get most out of Toastmasters is the opportunity to network with different kinds of people. Listen to their stories by way of the speeches that they make. And then that just enriches your life. And then the experience of leadership and communication that you hone at these meetings, you take straight back to your workplace, to your family, and the community.
You develop life skills.
Exactly.
You ready to give your speech?
Yes.
I'll give you a moment to prepare, and I'll tell our audience a little bit more about Toastmasters.
Thank you, James.
Toastmasters is a global organization. We have approximately 16,000 clubs in 140 countries and over 300,000 members. And we help people overcome their fear of public speaking, develop poise and confidence, as well as leadership skills. Savitha Setlur is going to be speaking from a manual called Competent Communication, and her project is to persuade with power. Savitha Setlur, the Triple Play Program, Savitha Setlur.
4 years ago, one of my fellow Toastmasters invited me to a showcase event of a youth leadership program she was conducting through Toastmasters. She wanted me to be a judge at the contest. It was only when I went there and saw the kids outperform one another in their prepared speeches and their impromptu speeches did I realize the value of the youth leadership program in Toastmasters. I wished that I had been exposed to such a program, and it was then that I decided that I will run the program myself. I'm very proud to state that as we speak, the 14th session of this program is in progress. Today, I would like to talk about the experiences I had running this program, the benefits of the program, and why you should try running the youth leadership program. The Toastmasters Youth Leadership Program is designed to be an experiential workshop that allows youth participants to develop their communication and leadership skills. It is a 6 to 8 week program specially designed for school age kids, typically in the age group of 12 to 18. When I began the program, I didn't know what to expect. I had no experience teaching school-age kids, but I was assisted by an experienced Toastmaster who had done this before. What I soon learned that the kids have got excellent listening skills. The knowledge that you impart to them in one class is immediately implemented and shown in the performance in the next class. I found that they are a group of fun-loving, eager students that are ready to grasp everything that you teach and tell them. I also found it very interesting that I had a lot of learning by teaching these kids. For example, in one of the first sessions, the grammarian came up with the word constellate, which means coming together, uniting in a cluster. So I thought, let me use the word. And when I was giving my general evaluation at the end of the meeting, I went up and said, today's meeting was a perfect example of a constellate. The kid politely raised his hand and said, thank you for using the word of the day, but I'm afraid that the usage was not correct. You used it as a noun, but it is a verb. I looked at him and said, I stand corrected. Thank you. The best gratification I received from this program was at the showcase event, the grand finale of this program, where parents come to listen to their kids and also share their experience as their kid went through the program. The parents had tears in their eyes, unable to believe the transformation that their child had gone through in these 8 weeks. That is when I saw so much value in this program. And so I encourage every Toastmaster to look into the possibility of doing these programs. Through these 13 sessions, I saw that the kids do not want to stop. After these 8 sessions, they say, I want to do more. What do I do? The students of my first session put all those skills right back into practice, went to the temple board, made a presentation to get a venue to run a permanent club called the Gavel Club. Now, these Gavel clubs are clubs run by the youth on a regular basis under the supervision of an adult Toastmaster. Now, to run these YLP programs and the Gavel clubs, what do we need? We need adult Toastmasters. Now, this brought the idea of opening an adult Toastmaster club right there in the venue. Now, who are the members of those clubs? They are parents of these Gavel Club members. The parents and the children take one drive to the venue, and while the kids hone their skills of leadership and communication, the parent do theirs, and then it becomes a family event. This is what I call the triple play program. The youth leadership programs give rise to Gavel clubs, which is supported by an adult Toastmasters program. The world needs Toastmasters and the skills that they bring to the table. What better way to start than with the youth in the community? Thank you.
Wow, that is so exciting to see the youth and the parents and the community band together to really improve their speaking and leadership skills. It sounds like they're hitting a home run with this triple play program. Ashley, what did you think of Savitha's speech?
Well, I'm very familiar with youth leadership programs. I've done them myself. Mm-hmm. The impact that she talked about on the parents is for real. Mm-hmm. Not only that, when you look at the children and how well they do in school later on, it shows greatly. She covered all of the salient points that were necessary, and at the end called for action for the parents to join and come bring their kids and make it a better world for their children. I think it was a very successful power persuasive speech.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with you more. And now I'd like to introduce our second speaker to the show, Niharika Suravarjjala. Niharika, welcome to Toastmaster Time.
Thank you so much.
Now, you are one of those special youth that Savitha was talking about in the Youth Leadership and the Gavel Club program, right?
Yes.
So how long have you been a member of these programs?
So I have been a Gavel Club member, or a Toastmasters member actually, for 4 years. I started my youth leadership program back in 2016.
Okay, and how old are you now?
I am currently 15 years old.
15. So since about 11, you've been immersing yourself in communication, speaking, and leadership skills.
Yes.
And what difference has that made in your schooling or in your community?
I feel like the one major impact it's made is in the type of education, I guess, that I receive. And it's because in school they have the standard subjects like math, English, writing, and one thing that's very underrated but is never taught is speaking, because you're taught that you have to deal with teachers, but how do you talk to them?
Right, exactly. And this turns into an important life skill later on.
Yes, definitely.
Are you ready to give your speech?
Yep.
I'm looking forward to hearing it. I'll give you a moment to prepare, and I'll tell our audience a little bit more about Toastmasters. If you're looking to improve your public speaking skills, whether that's for job interviews or any kind of sales work, anything that you do that involves you speaking to others, Toastmasters has an education program called Pathways, and you can pick one of 10 pathways to help hone your speaking or leadership skills. And you can learn more about that at toastmasters.org. Niharika is going to be speaking from a manual entitled Storytelling, and the project is the moral of the story, and her objective is to create a new story that offers a lesson or a moral. Niharika Suravarjjala, inside the mind of a procrastinator, inside the mind of a procrastinator, Niharika Suravarjjala.
A couple of weeks ago, my mother approached me and asked me, "Niha, are you interested in participating in a humorous speech contest?" And I was about to say something along the lines of, "Absolutely not." But before I could even respond, she gave me the look. And everybody knows the look I'm talking about here, because at some point in life, you get it from somebody who has authority over you, whether it be your mother, your teacher, your guardian. And you know you're getting the look because your hands start to shake a little bit, your palms get a little sweaty, and you want to break eye contact so badly, but you just can't because you're trapped. And that's the way that I was that day. So I said, "Yes, Mom, I would like to participate in the speech contest. And not only would I like to participate in the speech contest, I would love to participate in the speech contest, because anything I have going on in my life, international tournaments, final at school, all of that is second priority to whatever you want me to do." To that, she said, "Great, let me know when you start working on it." And that was the plan, to start working on it. But life doesn't always go according to plan. The next day, I came back home from school lugging my backpack behind me. I just wanted a warm hug from my mom. But instead, the first question that she asked me is, "Hey Niha, how's that speech preparation going?" And to that I replied, it's going good," in hopes that she would understand it would get there at some point eventually. But then I thought about it for a second. Toastmasters is a great environment, and this speech contest would be a wonderful opportunity for me to grow. So I dropped all of my things, ran upstairs, pulled out a piece of paper from my backpack, pulled out a pencil, and started ferociously writing. Actually, just kidding. Before I could even hit the paper, let my pencil hit the paper, I realized that where I had pulled my pencil from, my pencil case, was in absolute disarray. I mean, the pens, the erasers, everything was stuck in crevices. It was an absolute mess. And so I decided before I could continue, because of the OCD I have, I had to clean it. And so I took out all my highlighters, I took out all my pens, I took out all my erasers and stacked them by brand, by color, by thickness, by tip length. And once I was satisfied, I put them all back in my pencil case, put it at the side, and started to work. But this time I actually couldn't even start working because my pen had actually been left back in my pencil case. So I had to pull my pen back out and start working again. This time, when I looked down at my paper, I realized that emptying out my pencil case had caused a bigger mess than I had expected it to. There were now pencil shavings all over my white desk, and I couldn't continue to work in this disgusting environment, so I had to go downstairs to go get myself a rag. So I was walking downstairs, but on my way downstairs, I met my dog, my new puppy, Nemo, and she is so cute. I mean, her big puppy eyes just looking at me, and her belly was facing up towards me, practically begging me to pet her. And so, of course, I had to do that for around 30 to 45 minutes, a reasonable amount of time. And then I continued on my way downstairs. But by the time I had gotten downstairs, I had completely forgotten why I was there in the first place. So I looked around, I was looking around, and that's when I saw it. A packet of ramen. That's what I needed. I was super hungry after all. And so I made myself my cup noodles, my ramen, my favorite ramen. And once I had eaten that, I went all the way back upstairs. I sat down and I knew what I had to do. It was writing time. I looked down at my piece of paper, but before I saw the paper, I saw the desk. Oh my God, that's what I had forgotten, the rag. So I went all the way back downstairs to grab some Clorox, my rag, my cloth, all the cleaning supplies, and ran all the way back upstairs. I was cleaning, no more distractions. I was going to clean and I was going to start writing. I was going to clean, I was going to start writing. But then I got a call from my best friend Siri, and I promise you it is not the Siri from the iPhone. I do have real friends. My best friend Siri, she called me and she said, "Hey Neha, I have a problem." And I said, "You know what? I actually can't talk right now. I've been super busy writing." She said, "Well, Neha, this is super important." I said, "Okay, what's your issue?" She said, "I have a problem with procrastination." I said, "Okay, I mean, I've been working all day. I've been super productive. Why not meet in 10 minutes and we can talk about it?" And so 10 minutes later, we were at a restaurant, grabbing a bite to eat, discussing the problem. And that's when I realized procrastination is something that I had to deal with too. I mean, I looked back on the day that I had just passed, and I realized that the only thing I had successfully accomplished was eating that cup noodles. And so once we figured that out, we ordered our food. But our waitress had overheard our conversation, and she said, "Oh my God, I have a problem with procrastination too." I said, oh, really? Go get me my sandwich. And her problem of procrastination ended it that day itself. My friend and I, we were talking and talking about procrastination because I just realized it was a problem for me. And she said, "Well, maybe you can try therapy." And then I made another discovery. Why do therapy, pay a stranger to listen to my problems when I can have a bunch of strangers listen to my problems for free? And so I told her about the speech contest I was participating in. Now we were procrastinating the talk about procrastination. It was absolutely ridiculous. After a while, we both went home after dinner on our own separate ways. And eventually she sent me a video, Inside the Mind of a Procrastinator. But before I could hit play, a bunch of how to train your dog videos popped up. And I just mentioned I do have a cute little puppy. And so after watching those videos, I decided maybe I should hit play. I realized there's one key difference between regular people and procrastinators, and it is that regular people have a rational decision maker, while procrastinators have a crazy panic monkey in their mind that tells them when a due date is approaching. And that's when I realized that it was February 11th, 2019, and we were recording February 12th, 2019. It was 11:58 p.m. And so I started writing. I picked up my paper, I picked up my pen, and actually put it down this time. Inside the Mind of a Procrastinator.
I resemble that speech. So much of what she talked about, I experienced myself, and maybe some of you do too. How about you, Ashley?
Never happened to me, never happened to me. I don't procrastinate anything. I get all of my jobs done right on time, everything, but let's not talk about me, okay?
Yeah.
You're procrastinating for me getting the evaluation done. You noticed that this was a high energy, run for your life, repeating, oh my gosh, my heartbeat is already 200 beats per second. It was very effective in doing that because at first you're going, is she ever going to slow down? And then you realize she doesn't know how. She's procrastinating on the slowing down. And yet it keeps building. It was excellently done. I think it would be a lot more fun if I could hear it 3 or 4 more times. Can we call her back and do it again?
Maybe on another show. Thank you very much, Ashley. Well done. I'd like to welcome our third speaker to the show, Jason Rajan. Jason, welcome to Toastmaster Time.
Thank you.
So how long have you been involved in the youth leadership program and Gavel clubs?
Both together, around 3 years.
Around 3 years. And how old are you now?
I'm 12.
You're 12. So you're one of those outliers that Savitha talked about. They don't encourage, but you were persistent?
Me, sort of. My parents,
Oh,
more.
parents. Okay, gotcha.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I do. I've had parents too.
Yeah.
So were you happy that your parents got you involved?
First, I was kind of nervous, and when I got in, I started getting into the flow, and I liked it, yeah.
Okay. And so 3 short years later, here you are, a championship speaker, right?
Sure.
What are you learning from your experience in the Gavel Club?
I'm learning how to communicate better and effectively to other people, to get jobs done, to get work done, and to move forward in life.
Well, those are important life skills, and I'm glad that you're learning them at an early age. Are you ready to give your speech?
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a moment to prepare, and I'll talk to our audience a little bit more about Toastmasters. One of the beneficial things that you get out of Toastmasters, beyond platform skills, overcoming anxiety, and leadership skills, are an opportunity to practice these skills in various leadership roles around Toastmasters clubs and throughout the organization, as well as in your community. And many people find that the lessons that they learn in Toastmasters clubs, the skills they develop, help them in job interviews, they help them in sales, they help them in all walks of life. So there's something available for you in Toastmasters. Jason Rajan is speaking from the Competent Communication Manual. His project is Vocal Variety, and his objective is to use his voice, volume, pitch, rate, and quality to add interest to his message. Jason Rajan, the truth curse, Jason Rajan.
So, if you know me, you know that I like to say tiny, tiny lies. They don't matter. They don't hurt you. They more like save you from certain disasters in life. My life is based on lies, as some people might say. And most people I know I say lies, and also know I get away with it pretty easily. So, one night, I slept. Wow, I slept. Achievement reached. Wonderful. And while I slept, I dreamed. Wow, I dreamed. What an achievement. Then in that dream, a clown came up to me. Me, knowing myself, I hate clowns. I'm terrified of them, and they're horrendous creatures. Without the makeup, they're fine. But with that makeup on, they're like demons. So, moving on, that clown, that mortal enemy of mine, walked up to me. I backed up. He said, "Well, you have been a very bad boy. Before I start telling you what I'm going to here for, do you want some balloons?" "No, I do not want balloons from a clown. Do you understand? You're a clown. I'm a normal human being. No relationship here." Like, okay, fine. What I'm here to tell you is that you have been lying a lot. Okay. What is your problem, Mr. Clown? Well, I'm here to curse you. I don't care, honestly. As long as this is over soon and I don't have to dream about clowns, I am perfectly fine. So, continue. Alright, I'm going to curse you for 24 hours. You can only say the truth and only the truth. Okay, this is not court, I get it. Alright, well, I'm going to leave you to your dreams. It better be about me. I'm going to go now. Goodbye. Are you sure? No balloons, okay? Just leave. Thank you. Well, the next morning, I woke up. I did the usual things. I brushed my teeth, or did I? I took a shower, or did I? And I changed my clothes, or did I? I went downstairs, and my mom looked at me, up and down. Then I ran back upstairs, put some pants on, then came back downstairs. By that time, she had breakfast ready. It was pancakes. I was kind of excited, because, pancakes are pancakes. I sat down at my table, and she got the plate, she got the pancakes, which made a loud sound, when she put it on the plate. I'm like, okay, it's a bit weird, suspicious. Then I took a fork and stabbed it. The fork broke. The pancake was hard as stone. No, thank you. I put it under my plate, put the plate over it, and just walked out. Before I can walk out, she's like, "Hey, sweetie, how did you like the pancakes?" I turned around slowly. I was gonna say, magnificent, beautiful. But what came out was, disgusting, please, it's hard as rock. Please don't feed me ever again, mother. But she said, well, I never. I'm not going to talk to you until you apologize. Stay out of this house until you apologize. I'm not letting you in. Let's see how long she remembers that. I left the school without any trouble to my mind, except knowing, why did I say that? I don't have any regrets, because it was the truth. But, you know. I rode my bike to school, up the hill. I went to first period class. My teacher came up to me, and the whole class. She came right in front, and she took her glasses off, her shades. How do I look today? And we just looked at her in disgust. She backed up and took a stick from a cup. It has names on it. She said, I'm going to pick a random person, and they're going to tell me how I look today. And guess who she picked? Me. Yay! That's not a surprise. She said, hey, Jason, how do I look with my shades? I was going to say, good. Now let's get on with the lesson. Haha. What came out was, you look horrific. Please take those off. Those are too small for your head. Please no. She said, well, I never. Don't plan on coming back here. Wonder how long she's going to remember that. Then next period came, math test. Doesn't matter. Didn't have to talk. Then came lunch. Oh, lunch. I ate my lunch, obviously, and I went to the blacktop. My friend came up looking different. Neon green hair, neon green shoes. What a combination. He ran up to me and stuck both his foot in front and his hair in front. And he's like, hey, bro, how do I look? I look hip. Yeah. I'm like, yeah. What I was going to say is like, good, and walk away back slowly. But what came out was, no, horrendous. I just ate lunch. Please, I don't want to see this anymore. I just ate lunch. Then he said, well, I never. Don't talk to me ever again. By the way, when's that play date, you know? And he walked away. Wow, what a person. And then came science class. I didn't have to talk because we had a pop quiz kind of thing. Then PE. Again, I don't really have to talk. I went home without talking to anyone else. I rode fast as I can. At home, I put my backpack down, ran up, closed the door in my room, and just sat there watching Netflix and chill. Then came time for dinner. After I'm done with all my homework, that is, obviously. My mom shoved pancakes down the door. I threw it out the window, and it broke the window. I mean, what can you do when that happens? So, the rest of the time, I was going to sleep. Before I slept, my dad came. Knock, knock, knock. I knew exactly what he was going to say. And you know what's more depressing? I got my math test score back. Well, he said, how's your day today? Not talking about the math test. I was just like, don't ask. Just don't ask. I didn't want to say the truth again because that would suck. Then he asked, well, what did you get on your math test? I'm talking about the math test now. Haha. I was going to say A+, because I honestly didn't want to say anything else. What came out was a comfy C-, a swell score. My dad said, well, I never. You're grounded from this, you're grounded from TV, and no Netflix. Forever, for life. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Then after that, I ran upstairs, locked my room this time, and made sure there's no holes for pancakes to get through. I slept. A dream came back. And guess who was back? Your favorite star, the clown. He walked in through the door. You missed me? And before he could say anything, just throw away the balloons. I don't want to see him here. So he threw them away, and he walked up. You need to stop lying. You are always lying and you're always just joking. Well, after that, he left, and I was thinking, maybe I should stop lying. And I realized, if I lie, he will come back. But if I don't lie, he won't come back. Conclusion, don't lie. If you do, a creepy clown is going to come in your dreams and terrorize you. Thank you.
And that's why I don't like creepy clowns, especially in my dreams terrorizing me. Ashley, what did you think of Jason's speech?
Well, besides the moral about don't lying and everything else, what we really saw was a very exceptional use of voice, pitch, rate. He also had characterizations. He went the extra distance on that. So when you separate out the story, which is pretty phenomenal by itself, he really accomplished the agendas that he had set for himself to be able to use different voices and parts of speech.
Right.
I thought it was very good.
And all of those things are part of a focus in the Competent Communicator Manual, where we work on our vocal variety, because no one wants to hear a speech like this that's a monotone and is totally devoid of any animation or emotion.
They just whisper.
Or just whispering
yeah.
all the time, right?
No. It's a skill to be able to place the correct voice and pitch where you want it in the presentation, because that's the key to it. It can accentuate it or it can detract from it, as we just saw.
Absolutely. Well, I think we've seen 3 wonderful speeches tonight. The first one from a professional speaker, Savitha, who's been doing this for 8 years. And then these 2 kids I thought were just amazing, to be so young and to have such an amount of poise and confidence in delivering their messages. I mean, hearing these caliber of speeches from such young people is just absolutely amazing.
Yes. I've done a YLP as a presenter and ran one myself. And the change from beginning where maybe I don't want to do this up until, hey, this can be a lot of fun. And then the fact you realize that it's going to make a big difference for you now and forever.
Absolutely. Well, Ashley, it's been great having you on the show again.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of Toastmaster Time. We are a production of District 57 Toastmasters in Northern California. We tape live at the Mid-Penn Media Center in Palo Alto, California. If you would like to know more about our show, visit us on the web at toastmastertime.com. If you want to learn more about District 57, visit us at d57tm.org. And if you would like to learn more about Toastmasters, visit us at www.toastmasters.org. Find a club near you and join. On behalf of our evaluator, Ashley Harkness, our speaker, Savitha Setlur, Niharika, Suravarjjala, and Jason Rajan, and all of the cast and crew and volunteers here at the Media Center, I'm James Jeffley. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Toastmaster Time. Keep talking.